Team Heretics, an org that seemed like they were destined to be bottom feeders of the EMEA, made changes that a lot of people saw as a risky move in early 2024, would then launch them to the very top of the esport, with them now consistently making grand finals and just recently breaking their curse of always being runner-up, after winning the EWC in dramatic and unexpected fashion. So I wanted to break down Team Heretics' journey in Valorant up to this point, and talk about how this move of breaking away from traditional talent changed everything for them. But one thing that could change everything for your game is reviving your bad ping. That's why GearUp was invented. GearUp is a simple and lightweight app that instantly improves your ping in your ranked matches, without any worry of crazy lag spikes during your most important duels. With GearUp, you can no longer blame the ping for your losses, but you can hide your shame in your home server by easily switching between regions in GearUp, thanks to their worldwide array of top-tier servers, giving you the best possible ping every time. I've even seen some big influencers and pros use it before. Also, don't worry about Riot's anti-cheat accidentally flagging you, as it's completely safe to use, as it just gives your connection the quickest and cleanest route to the game. So make sure you check out GearUp in my description or pinned comment to try for yourself, so you no longer have to deal with non-optimal gameplay again. Right as Pro Valorant's pro scene was finding its feet, Heretics was already on top in Europe.
The A's from Nuki closed this out. G2 eliminated here by Heretics.
Heretics are the king killers.
Their journey began in October 2020. They debuted a roster featuring future Tier 1 talent Avova, Para, and Nukia. This squad immediately made waves by winning the European First Strike event, effectively crowning the unofficial start of the esport.
With everyone at home, if you can see the trophy that's in front of us, there it is. That's the First Strike trophy. We are going to send that to Team Heretics.
Yet, why don't most fans recall their early impact? After First Strike, they managed just one more strong performance, finishing second at the Regional Masters against Ascend. Then, as Valorant went international, that inaugural Heretics roster crumbled. Following this, Heretics entered a rebuilding phase. They shuffled players, brought in new coaches and IGLs, searching for a formula to reclaim their regional throne and finally break through internationally, a level the org felt destined for. By mid-2021 challengers, the team looked unrecognizable from this championship-winning form. By the end of 2022, they cycled through a staggering 25 players and 4 coaches. Their peak during this period, falling just one map short of making the Challengers playoffs, meaning they weren't truly competitive for 2 full seasons. However, while their Valorant team struggled, Heretics thrived elsewhere. They secured a coveted LEC spot in League of Legends and fielded a team in the Spanish Call of Duty League. This broader success, combined with what we assume was a stronger proposal, secured them one of the 10 permanent slots in the VCT EMEA franchising. Instead of having to battle through the open qualifiers against countless orgs for limited spots, franchising let Heretics skip the line. Suddenly, they had a direct path to compete for major trophies again. Accepted in the new VCT, they began constructing a team for the future. Veteran FPS player Mixwell took the helm. Key additions included 2021 World Champion Zeke and the return of Avova. Mixwell also recruited French duelist Kellogg's from G2, a standout performer on that team. Rounding out the roster was EMEA Tier 2 player Boo. Though not a big name then, Boo offered valuable experience and flexibility in his agent pool. He wasn't flashy, but his steady presence aimed to balance the team's dynamic and lead this team as the quiet but confident IGL behind these flashier names throughout the season. But their 2023 season, it amounted to nothing. Eliminated in the first round of lock-in by EG, they stumbled to a 2-7 regular season record, tied for the worst in EMEA. By week 6, changes were forced. Zeke was dropped, replaced by assistant coach Weber for the remainder of the season, and it didn't help at all. They were swiftly bounced in the playoffs' first round. Though that match was notable for marking Benji Fishy's Tier 1 debut, transitioning from Fortnite fame. It seemed Heretics was destined to be Europe's perennial loser. Even with a veteran like Mixwell nourishing talent, it wasn't enough. But franchising offered a lifeline, a complete reset for 2024. This time, they leaned harder than ever into scouting unknown talent. First, they retained Benji Fishy. His late season promotion signaled plans to build around him. Defying expectations of a typical fast-paced Fortnite entry player, Benji showcased a surprisingly tactical approach, perhaps a skill honed in the strategic building that Fortnite has. Boo, combined with his solid smokes play, formed a core with Benji Fishy. Attention then turned to Boo's younger brother, Mini Boo, a passionate, aggressive duelist. Signing the brothers promised instant chemistry. The final two additions kept the roster incredibly young. Turkish player Riens, though underrated internationally, displayed insane initiator potential in Tier 2, known for winning critical duels with brilliant utility usage. Finally, they uncovered a jewel, Woot. Arguably the most hyped prospect in the region. The catch? He wouldn't turn 18, the VCT minimum age, until mid-season. While not ideal, Heretics planned for this. 2024 was viewed as a development year, trying to break into the middle of the pack. Instead of Weber, they secured a true six-man to stand in until Woot became eligible. Polish player Patytek, who had solid showings with teams like Case and the Ultimates, and even played for Heretics during their chaotic 2021-2022 seasons. Entering the year with this unproven young roster, expectations were understandably low. What happened next would shock the entire Valorant world. They achieved their initial 2-year goals in just 3 matches. First, they upset Foot Esports in 2 nail-biting maps. Boo unleashed aggressive IGL calls while Miniboo embodied the fearless young entry player, diving in to create space for his team, duel after duel, regardless of personal cost.
Team Heretics just trying to run the clock now. Ring a Rosie right around the site. And it's Yedege sticking that defuse, but he'll be caught by a wide swing, sliding in with the round success. Miniboo.
Next, against Carmine Corp, they handled business decisively, with Benjifishy and Riens proving exactly why they were such highly touted prospects. Then came the unthinkable. They qualified for Masters Madrid without dropping a single
It's a
map.
formality, surely. They know exactly where he's planted. They've been boxed in, and fittingly, Miniboo's the one to deal the final blow. This VCT rookie is gonna have all eyes on him as they go all the way to Madrid. Fair play if you saw this coming, because this is a surprise to everyone in the Valorant.
This victory, combined with Carmine Corp's success, secured EMEA's 2 Madrid spots and signaled a dramatic rapid shift in the region's power structure. In the blink of an eye, Heretics executed a complete 180. It starkly highlights how finding the right 5 or 6 players during the offseason can utterly transform an organization's fortunes in Valorant's chaotic landscape. But the team refused to get ahead of themselves. Qualifying was step 1. Now they aim to prove that they compete at the absolute pinnacle of the game. However, Madrid dealt them arguably the hardest Swiss stage draw imaginable for a rookie team's international debut. They didn't win a match, but pushed 2 top contenders to the limit, forcing Sentinels to a final regulation round and nearly swept Paper X.
Eliminating the Spanish favorites. Eliminating a team that won every single map to qualify for Madrid, and then played an insanely close game with Sentinels, looking like one of the best teams that we had here. So many ideas, and Paper X takes that and tears it apart.
Despite the valiant effort, the team felt humiliated. They refused to let this be their sole international appearance after such a hot start. Unfortunately, the regular season brought stumbles. After a strong win over Fnatic, they suffered losses to Vitality and BBL, teams they should have dominated if performing like they were earlier in the season.
Surely this is BBL showing supremacy and winning their match against the favored.
13-10 and a 2-0 here for BBL in week 3.
Facing regression, they finally activated their original vision. Woot became eligible in week 4. Any doubts about being overhyped vanished instantly against Team Liquid. Woot dominated, looking like the server's best player from the first round. He farmed kills, instantly reigniting team hype. A critical Icebox win against Carmine Corp in the final week of Stage 1 set up an elimination matchup against Na'Vi. The team was heating up, evident as Benjifishy, Riens, and Miniboo all dropped 20+ kill maps to survive against Na'Vi. Then came the moment proving they belong at Europe's summit. First, an intense overtime victory, followed by a stomp on Breeze against peak Fnatic, securing their 2nd consecutive Masters qualification.
Ends up as a slaughter on Breeze. This map was picked by Fnatic, but it was dominant from the side of Heretics. A well-deserved grand final, and they'll get a 2nd bite of the cherry here in EMEA.
They were determined to prove that Madrid was a fluke, and that unlucky moments caused their early exit. They fell short in another regional grand final, but their laser focus was on Shanghai, the trophy they truly craved, even if a regional title would have brought some deserved accolades. Just before Shanghai, a bombshell, Miniboo announced he wouldn't play. Juggling intense competition with his final school year had pushed him to the verge of burnout. The team supported his decision to sit out, bringing back 6-man Patitech for a shot at redemption on the big stage. They vowed not to let this setback derail them. They would seize the opportunity and push further than ever before. Their luck started with a simpler Swiss stage opener against Dragon Ranger Gaming, a team they comfortably handled. This will let Woot settle into his duelist role. Where he looked restrained on Initiator, he now unleashed his full fragging potential on Jet and Raze, a demon fully unleashed. And they need that firepower facing against tournament favorites G2. Though not elimination, confidence was high to take this NA team down a peg, especially after dominating Lotus and shutting down Trent.
There's nowhere for Jonah P to go. In the face of an attempt at a comeback, Heretics hold strong.
But things slipped away. Heretics got sloppy and G2 capitalized ruthlessly.
They're both right there. The spam onto the first, they're both weak. He's gonna connect it all! And Jonah P aces his way to take G2 to playoffs. What?
They advanced through Swiss by defeating another Chinese team, but Heretics wanted more than the Chinese Slayer label. They aimed to prove that they were evolving from rookies to contenders capable of winning critical matches on the biggest stages. They swept EDG, but suffered another heartbreaking Map 3 loss to G2, dropping them to the elimination bracket. A win over Foot felt hollow after previous sweeps this year, but securing a top 4 was still significant for the org and fans. Yet the team felt like this run still hadn't proven their true potential. That chance arrived in the lower semifinals against Boostio's 100 Thieves, a team on an unexpected run themselves. Map 1 on Bind became a Raze duel showcase, with attacks shredding the defense. It culminated in heroic clutches, a Benji Fishy 4K followed by Woot securing the final round with a 3K, almost blowing himself up with his ult in the process.
And now he's got the rocket, not able to connect. 60 HP though, stays alive. Nade to play with. Now switching over to precision, and he's dropped. Ear taken off of him. Can bang to it. Spotting the first, not able to steady the shots, and now we know where he is. Woot's on the tap, it's just the thread. He gets melted as Heretics will steal Bind.
That win shattered a mental barrier. They now saw themselves as true competitors, unflinching under pressure, setting up a fiery G2 rematch. Victory here meant eliminating their nemesis and punching a ticket to the grand finals against Gen G. The stage was set. Many rookie teams might have faltered here, but Heretics, forged by adversity, was ravenous, especially Patitech. Having been reliable but quiet throughout Masters, he exploded in the lower finals, going plus 23 in kills across a dominant 3-0 sweep. He shut down players consistently top in their roles. None of the maps were close. G2 maxed out at 8 rounds. By the end, Patitech led the charge in an unbelievable victory.
Of G2 have come to an end. Lightning will not strike twice in Shanghai. G2 are the ascended ones, but Heretics refuse to bow at their altar.
What a show in Shanghai here for Team.
Celebrating wildly, they had reached a Masters Grand Finals just 8 months after forming together. But the Grand Finals was not going to be easy. It started out as a back and forth war, each team taking a map. Momentum seemed to have shifted Heretics' way when Woot decisively outplayed the unstoppable Texture on Ascent. Needing just 10 more rounds for this fairy tale finish, they only won 4 more. Gen G crushed their hopes in a heartbreaking finale.
Trying to work their way in, and they cannot. And now it's on to Boo. He has the swing, and it's time to kiss the ring. Denied, no more. Deferred, no longer. Vindicated. Gen G stand on top of the world. They are your Masters champions.
For Patitech, it was a brutal end to his redemption arc, though it cemented his free agent value going into the offseason. The team wanted to prove any combination of their 6 would win it all, and they fell agonizingly short. They bounced back, now undisputed top-tier contenders, and qualified for champions without regional hiccups, finally fielding their original starting 5.
Well now, and it's too little, too late. 13-11. Heretics with a close affair in both.
Another opener, another Chinese team defeated, leading swiftly to a Gen G rematch. While the Shanghai Grand Finals was close overall, this match was a knife fight on every map. and each one of them went down to the wire, including a stunning Lotus comeback from 5-10 down, winning 4 straight to force map 3, where they completely shut down Texture on defense. They stomped Fnatic on Lotus and survived a Boaster comeback attempt, but couldn't overcome Team Aspas. He simply carried Lev past them, yet without Valorant Jesus descending on the server this time, they survived DRX and Sentinels, fueled by Rienz's critical Sova play and clutch map 3 wins.
In the final moments, Heretics burn Sen City to the ground!
A smoother lower finals followed, as Aspas couldn't replicate his heroics over a full best of 5. Heretics' superior talent and cohesion shone through as everyone fired perfectly. And this felt like the moment to break their grand finals curse. Now they just had to live up to their early China Slayer identity and end EDG and KangKang's miraculous run. The odds heavily favored them. But if Aspas is Valorant Jesus, then KangKang proved to be God the Father. He delivered the greatest grand finals performance ever recorded.
Another reclear call. It's KangKang, man. He's barely on any sort of life at all. Hunted him down. They want him to get that ace.
111 kills across 5 maps. Heretics fought valiantly, winning Haven and halting an EDG comeback unbind. Yet by Abyss, KangKang willed EDG to the Champions Trophy.
Shifted onto them and KangKang forced to step up to the moment. Dash to avoid and shots are fired. KangKang, he's monstrous when he gets going, and he does it almost single-handedly.
Another heartbreak for this young squad.
What can he do against the might of EDG? Absolutely squad.
He sealed, signed, and delivered the game for them at the end there on Abyss. His tears on the other side as 2 back-to-back grand finals fall away from Heretics.
4 grand finals in 1 year, 0 trophies.
And this is a squad that knows what it is to chase. But what a year they've had. This team is mostly rookies to make 2 grand finals. Other teams would kill to be in spots that they have found themselves in this year.
Bitter for them to swallow.
2025 had to be different. So far in 2025, replicating their regional dominance from 2024 hasn't been straightforward. In the kickoff tournament, they narrowly missed Masters Bangkok. Ironically, Team Liquid, the very team Petitech joined in the offseason, pulled off an unexpected dark horse run, snatching the spot instead.
It's too little, too late! And Team Liquid heralded in a new era by claiming the last tickets to Bangkok out of the hands of Heretics.
Determined not to miss another opportunity, Heretics soared back in Stage 1, going perfect to secure a strong playoff position. Yet, the Grand Finals curse struck again. They fell short twice to Fnatic, once in the upper bracket and decisively in the Grand Finals itself. That familiar sting of falling short on the biggest regional stage returned. Masters Toronto felt like Madrid all over again. They lost to both Paper Rex, first place finishers, and Wolves, third place finishers, in another brutal Swiss stage draw. The pattern felt inescapable, leaving the team to look demotivated and seemingly doomed. With only champions left in the VCT season, it felt like their final chance to finally claim a Grand Finals trophy. But 2025 offered another stage, the Esports World Cup. Though not a VCT event, players and teams treated it with similar prestige. For Heretics, it was the perfect opportunity to right the ship they'd been veering off course since their heartbreaking champions loss the previous year. After dropping a best of 1 to NRG, they dispatched Titans, RRQ, and BBL with relative ease.
Decisively tearing down BBL, no revenge for them, and another European team enters the top 4.
This set up another showdown with their international rivals Gen G. Tied 1-1 in recent clashes, little separated these 2 powerhouses, both desperate to recapture their 2024 momentum. The first 2 maps went as expected.
To really use it, 20 seconds, it's time to go, and right into the waiting arms of Woot. A solid final round and a great display from Heretics here. Versus 4, and they are ready and waiting for him. Gen G are not going down without a fight. They will take this 1-3. All the way to Lotus.
Map 3 on Lotus, however, demanded more than regulation.
Half with a big swing to bring us to overtime.
It was a really nice attempt from the remaining two players. Ash.
While Gen.G consistently won the opening duels, Heretics pulled off 4 critical clutches to seal rounds when it mattered most.
To potential villain as they lose an extra man to stand to try and defend this. Ash is now just alone. 2 players stand between him and another overtime. He is all that is left from Heretics, and taking their revenge, potentially eliminating Gen.G from the tournament, spamming away as he might. It is re-ends once again. They will crush Gen.G and head their way to another final to face their demons.
This marked their 6th Grand Finals appearance. If they can't break the curse now, drastic measures like Paper Rex's past roster shakeups might be needed. Fittingly, their opponent was Fnatic, the team that had denied them twice already in 2025. The start was ominous. After taking a 4-3 lead on Lotus, Fnatic unleashed a devastating 10-round streak to claim Map 1. Heretics' confidence pick Sunset then spectacularly backfired. Kayak and Alfier ran a riot, humiliating them 13-1. Facing a swift 0-2 deficit and a potential 6th consecutive Grand Final loss, Heretics stood on the brink. Map 3 was do or die.
And Heretics have got to pull them down off their high horse if they are going to turn this series around.
6 seconds, bro. 6, 5.
Chronicles close. Only 4 seconds left. Woot.
Nice!
Good
Okay.
Guys, one.
I need to take it. Guys, 1 mid to B.
Nice, Jet is A. One top of me.
Just stay on me. There's last was mid. Last was mid, I'm pretty sure. 90%. He's above on your left, Dennis. Nice! Good job!
Nice.
Can we go right, Boo? Go, 2, 1.
Last lane. Time.
Boo, stand
Let
bro.
me stay. Let me play side, okay?
Right, Boo, tuck in.
Let's go!
Have taken it across the line. Map number 3 is not where this grand final.
Woot exploded for 26 kills and Rian sealed it with a clutch 3K in the final moments of regulation. On their Haven pick, disaster loomed again, down 3-9.
Will not fall for it. He will keep them alive. And as a curse faces off against Heretic, that 2nd place curse that has held on to them for yonks. Now the 9-3 is all they have on their side.
Woot and Miniboo became the 2-headed spear shredding Fnatic's defense. They won 10 out of the next 11 rounds, stunningly forcing a decisive Map 5 on Ascent.
Now still stand upon that stage, ready to make it to Ascent. This is our last map of the series. Riyadh, I hope you are ready for this one.
And Ascent was a nervous wreck back and forth. Woot struggled early under immense pressure. Stepping up, the Boo brothers. They kept Heretics within striking distance, setting the stage for Woot to find his footing just in time. A critical bonus round win and a forced Fnatic save in round 18 shifted momentum. Leading 11-7, needing just 2 more rounds for the title, they let Fnatic crawl back to 11-10.
And it's Kayak with 2 health to land the shot. A needed one. As now they are 1 behind, everything hanging in the balance.
At the dying embers of a game that means everything. Crushed is a fitting word for the loser of this match, as their key will be destroyed.
This was the moment where so many times before, victory had slipped through their fingers. But this roster, forged by over a year and a half of Heartbreak, refused to let history repeat itself again.
Back up and they don't need it! Heretics, 12 rounds locked in! And a razor's edge separating triumph from tragedy!
In the final 2 rounds, they operated as a flawless unit. Perfect coordination, calculated trades, and precise angles caught Fnatic off guard.
Of Team Heretics! 1 versus 5! Crashies has to do the impossible! And for Heretics, it's a simple solution! 30 seconds, 20 HP, and 1 last shot! Team Heretics! They have defeated their demons! They have crushed the curse! And they have won EWC 2025!